Hello and welcome to Light. We are a charity that is here to support the emotional well-being and mental health of mums and their families in Sheffield and beyond, during pregnancy, birth and afterwards. Light was set up in 2010 by 3 mums who realised there was very little support for the many mums who experienced mild to moderate symptoms of perinatal mental health illness. This is the term used to talk about depression and anxiety during pregnancy and following childbirth. Postnatal depression affects at least 1 in 10 women, with many more experiencing mental health issues surrounding childbirth. There is still a stigma surrounding mental health, and mums are often scared about asking for help, fearing that their parenting skills will be judged. We work hard to break this stigma down and to support anybody feeling this way. Light runs support groups across Sheffield. All of our groups offer a friendly and safe space for mums to come and share their thoughts, feelings and concerns. We welcome women from pregnancy through to 2 years postnatally. Every group is run by a member of the Light staff team and 2 of our volunteers. All our volunteers have experience of some kind of pre- or postnatal mental health issue. Volunteers and staff have received training to help them to understand more about the symptoms and causes of perinatal mental health illness, and they are all there to listen and share their own experiences with you. Our groups run throughout the year and you can come along at any time during each session. The groups are very relaxed, non-judgmental and you are very welcome. We know how hard it can be to make that first step to get yourself and your baby to group, and we work hard to do everything possible to make you feel at ease. During the groups you can talk as much or as little as you like about how you're feeling, what has happened during the week and share experiences with each other. We will make you a hot drink and will help to hold or entertain baby to make sure you have some time to yourself. For some of the mums that come to Light, attending a group is just not possible. And for these mums, we offer direct support from one of our volunteers. We would link you with a volunteer and you can choose whether you would like to meet up for a visit at a local park or cafe, have support over the telephone, or by email if you feel unable to leave the house. Many of the mums we work with tell us that they felt like they were the only one in the world feeling this way until they came to group and met other mums feeling just like them. You are not alone. There is evidence that talking to others who have been through similar experiences as you will help your mental well-being. Here is the story of one mum we have worked with.
I now know why no one can describe to you what having a baby is like. There's both the physical aspect of giving birth and also the emotional and mental roller coaster that varies so much from person to person that you can't really fully describe it to anyone else. My nature meant I tried to prepare as much as possible for when our baby arrived, but I certainly hadn't prepared for the fact that I would suffer from postnatal depression. The birth of my daughter was long, and looking back it was traumatic, but at the time you keep going. You obviously have to, and when it's your first you don't know what to expect. Various complications resulted in me spending a week in hospital following the birth. In that week I was operating in survival mode, and it wasn't until I was at home and a few weeks had passed that I realised that things weren't right. I didn't have any of the feelings I'd anticipated I would have. I wasn't in love with my child, and I certainly wasn't floating on cloud 9 in this bubble of warmth, love and emotion that I thought I was supposed to have. Isn't it magical when the midwife puts them in your arms? Nothing compares to that rush of love. These words kept whirling through my head, but I didn't feel any of this. I couldn't remember the moment my daughter was put in my arms. I still try to remember it now. I try to picture what she looked like, but I can't. All I remember is the shock, the blood, and I can laugh about it now, the big black poo she did in my arm. I do feel sad that I don't have that moment in my head for the right reasons. But now I accept the situation for what it was, and wish I'd known before the birth that not everyone experiences these wonderfully emotional births that we are often led to believe. The first 5 or 6 weeks passed by, and I felt vacant, lost. I didn't feel anything towards my daughter. I tried to, but I felt empty. I fed her, changed her, rocked her, bathed her, but I felt like I was taking care of her for someone else. I just wanted to run away. Some mornings I wanted to wake and her just not be there. I wanted to go for a run, go for a swim, clear my head, but I couldn't. My mind didn't stop with the thoughts and feeling anxious, trying to predict what she would do, need next. Why sometimes I couldn't settle her and others I could. Why I didn't feel what I thought I should be feeling. Why I couldn't control the situation like I could control everything else in my life. Then there was the constant feeling of guilt for not feeling the love and bond for her that I thought I should, and desperately searching for it. Feelings were worst at night, when I was feeding her in the quiet and dark. My thoughts were spinning, thinking of people going through this who weren't as lucky as me, without a comfortable home, or enough food, water, warmth, clothes for the baby, a supportive family, etc. These irrational worries just got worse and worse, worrying about things totally out of my control. Then I started to relive the birth over and over, piecing together bits I'd forgotten, feeling guilty, feeling sick remembering parts of it, and so the cycle continued, and everything felt like it was closing in and I was sinking fast. I saw my health visitor. She said she thought I had postnatal depression and to see the GP. I did, and I felt instant relief for having shared my feelings with both my family and GP. I convinced myself, and I think the GP, that I was fine, and carried on assuming that I'd turned a corner and all would be well. But it wasn't. I wasn't doing better and was still in the same cycle. In fact, I was getting worse. I got to the stage where I honestly felt that my partner and my daughter would be better off if I wasn't around. I was constantly crying without being able to explain why. I hated the person I was. The fact I couldn't show my boyfriend any affection or care. I was consumed with my own feelings and caring for the baby and just getting through each hour, feeling there was absolutely no way out, no future. This was the turning point for me to contact Light and seek some support. I had a one-to-one session at Knoll House, as I was nervous about going to a support group. I knew if I went I'd be crying constantly. The one-to-one session gave me the building blocks I needed to start to get proper help. It gave me explanations for why I was feeling the way I was, reassurance that it was okay to feel this way, the fact that my birth had been tough and it was understandable that it had affected me in the way it had. Most importantly, help was there and I should take it. There's no need to continue the way I was. I went back to my GP and was prescribed antidepressants. I'm so glad that I did. They gave me the help I needed to break the cycle and to start to deal with things proactively without the intense anxiety and worry. I still have days that I find extremely hard. Those thoughts rush back and that feeling of vacancy and wanting to run returns. The difference now is that I know how to deal with it, how to turn it around. These feelings now last hours, not weeks, and are becoming increasingly further apart. The Light Support Group, which I've attended nearly every week since that first meeting, have played such a huge role in helping me to overcome this. To be able to talk to other moms with similar feelings and stories, and to know you are not alone, it's been a breath of fresh air. I remember when I was in the thick of it, people saying to me, "It will pass, you'll feel better." But I didn't believe them, and time felt like it was just standing still. They were right though. I do feel better, and I now have a bond with my daughter, which is growing every day as we get to know each other and her personality shines. I regularly go to various baby groups, and not once have I ever heard anyone talking about postnatal depression or feelings of anxiety. I thought no one else must be feeling like I did. It isn't true though, and the Light Support Groups provide you with a supportive, non-judgmental environment where you can talk to other people in the same situation as yourself. Unfortunately, there is still stigma attached to mental health, especially perinatal mental health, which needs to be broken. If you're feeling any of the feelings I've described, I'd urge you to go and ask for the help that you deserve.
Our groups run throughout the week. There's no need to book, please just come along or give us a call. Information about when and where the groups are is all detailed on our website at www.likesheffield.org.uk. Finally, if you've experienced any of the feelings discussed in this film, please do get in touch with us.